welcome. I'm Jade of Jaded Reader, and today I'm going to go over all the readathons I'm doing in the month of March. There's actually a lot of things going on. Luckily, it's towards the end of March, and right now I'm in finals week, so I'm heading into a spring break, which will be perfect for all these readathons. Two of the readathons are more like read-alongs, and they are month-long, while the other two go week to week. So let's get into it. First off, as part of the Catch-Up Book Club hosted by Becca and the Books, I have Clash of Kings, which is the second book in the Game of Thrones series by George R.R. Martin. I read the first one, really enjoyed it. The first book was really close to the first season of the show, so that really helped a lot with the world building. I highly recommend, if you've watched the show, picking up these books. It kind of just felt like I was reading the show, but with super cool deleted scenes. The second book, I hear, deters from the series quite a bit, so I'm excited to see what things are added on, what things are missed. Obviously, March has already started by the time I'm uploading this, and as you can see, I have already started. I'm about 50 pages in. There's like 970 pages though, so there's plenty to go. Second in my month-long read-alongs is this behemoth, which is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is for the Book Junkie Book Club hosted by Rachael at Rachel Marie Book Junkie. Luckily, we have the entire month to finish this. I'm really enjoying it so far. My boyfriend is reading it too, which is why I have two different bookmarks. I am on page 135, and that is out of 804 pages. I am on my way, and at page 135, I'm actually feeling very comfortable with the world building. It was, for the first 100 pages, a little overwhelming. So how to sum up 804 pages after only reading 135. I can say for certain there is a female-female romance, just amazing female rep in general. There's a queendom in this. The queen in it comes from a long line of queens. The entire queendom is a long lineage of queens, which has a lot of mystery surrounding it. And the story is told from two countries that actually hate each other. You have East and you have the West. From what I can tell, there's 4 solid perspectives, but within those perspectives, you definitely get a lot of other storylines. Just make sure you're paying attention to descriptions because they are used pretty meaningfully. If you see someone thoroughly described, they usually come up in the book later. I'm gonna set this down because it's actually hurting my hand, but I am really enjoying this book and I'm really excited to continue on for the rest of the month. Then, as soon as March 13th hits, it's straight into the Witchathon. The Witchathon is hosted by Crescent Moon Reads, and I will have her channel as well as every other channel I mention on here linked down below for a more thorough description, but I will say I participate in every Witchathon. I absolutely adore them, and I'm gonna get right into the prompts because there is a pile. First off is Ostra, or Ostera, or Ostara. There's a lot of different pronunciations. When it comes to witchcraft, it's usually pretty forgivable if you have a different pronunciation. Keep that in mind. Ostra is a time of rebirth and new life. Pick a book in a genre you don't normally read. So last month, I gave myself a chance with a thriller, kind of more suspense-filled book called The Butterfly Garden, and you will also see in my wrap-up that I didn't care for it much. This is not a genre I'm used to reading, and unfortunately, it didn't go well. So I'm gonna try it again. Sawkill Girls was actually gifted to me by Sara at Slowpoke Reads. I'll have her linked down below. Thank you, Sara. I'm super excited for this book. From what I understand, and I really don't like to do a lot of in-depth research when first picking up a book, I like to kind of go in without any knowledge of what's going on. So take out of this what you want. There are 3 girls that it follows, and they live on an island called Sawkill Rock, which sounds absolutely horrifying, and the girls in this island are slowly disappearing. I've heard that there's some paranormal activity going on in here. I really don't read this kind of genre very often, so I'm looking forward to hopefully having a better experience than I did with Butterfly Garden. The second prompt is flowers are a symbol of spring. Read a book that has flowers on the cover. This, luckily for me, is not a problem because Kate of Kate and Sara got me The Summer of Broken Things by Margaret Peterson Haddix. Now this book, it sounds like it has a super interesting premise. The more I looked into it, I find that 2 girls are going to Spain together. They used to be friends when they were little. They were thrown together by one of their dads, and the 3 of them, maybe more, take a trip to Spain and they uncover some interesting things about their families. It sounds really interesting to me, and I love books that travel to different locations besides the United States. I'm a little tired of the United States, but maybe that's just me. You can leave a comment down below if you are are also tired of the United States. And it does indeed have a flower on the cover. It's a little torn apart, but it's called The Summer of Broken Things, so what did you expect? Kate, thank you again for this book. I'm really excited to get to it, and it is perfect for this prompt. 3 is Oster begins to bring in a season of fertility. Choose a romance book. Alright, I don't normally read romance, but I was given this one by Siren at the Bookish Witch, so I am so excited to finally read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am also buddy reading this with Olivia at Olivia's Catastrophe. We are both excited. Also, we're just excited to read together because we get along so well, but have actually never done a buddy read together. So we're gonna give The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo a try, as well as fulfill this prompt. Then we have Warm Weather is Coming Back Around. Choose a book that is set in a warm climate. Though I did finish Blackathon's prompts, I did not finish this book, and I'm really excited to continue Cata Witch by Nnedi Okorafor. It takes place in Nigeria. So far, it's been described as having very warm weather. So the entire time you're in Nigeria, you're learning a lot about Nigerian culture and myths and legends. It follows Sunny, who is our main character, and at the beginning of the book, she sees a prophecy that the world is ending. She's also in middle school, and that is a lot. She then makes some friends who end up telling her even more about herself and the fact that she is indeed a witch. I actually have been so far getting very strong Harry Potter vibes. It's definitely a middle grade. It definitely is focused on friendships as well as magic. I really like the magic system so far, though I feel like I'm still learning about the world building, and I really just want to continue this book. I'm looking for pretty much any excuse to continue this book. 5 is The Weather is Getting Friendlier. Pick a nice spot outside to read. I absolutely will. No problems there as long as the weather is friendly the day I'm reading. 6, Nature's Energy is Picking Up. Pick an action-packed book. I can use Game of Thrones or Priory of the Orange Tree for this. I do have a backup though that's specific for it. So I have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I am giving these another shot. Madison at Princess of Paperback absolutely adores these. A lot of you absolutely adore these books. I did not care for the first one. I'm gonna read the second, and this is an action-packed book. I mean, she's an assassin, she's got swords. Then finally for the Witchathon, we have the group book, and that is When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie Miclemore. I've heard amazing things about this book. I've heard it's super lyrical, that it's off the wall, and that it's given some people Strange the Dreamer vibes. I absolutely adore Strange the Dreamer, so I'm very interested to see what this book is really about. Alright, then as soon as Witchathon is done, I roll right into Zodiacathon. Zodiacathon is hosted by Kerri at Kerri the Book Bell. I absolutely adore her, and I'm so excited for Zodiacathon. Now, they both share the 20th in common. Witchathon goes from the 13th to the 20th, and Zodiacathon goes from the 20th to the 26th. So there is a one-day overlap with Witchathon and Zodiacathon, and I absolutely love that. I will be using that to my advantage. The first prompt for Zodiacathon is buddy read a book with someone who shares a sun sign with you. Me and Olivia at Olivia Catastrophe have almost everything in common. We've kind of theorized that we might be the same person, separated at birth. The theories go on and on and on. We are super excited to buddy read this together, and we are both Aquarius. So again, I am super excited to read this with Olivia, my fellow Aquarius. And I will hopefully be finishing it on the 20th so that it counts for Zodiacathon and Witchathon. I told you I was going to take full advantage, and I'm not lying. I'm going to be reading this as a buddy read for Witchathon and Zodiacathon, and hopefully finish it specifically on the 20th to make it all work. The second prompt is read a book with an astrology/astronomy related word in the title, and for that I'm going with The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. This was gifted to me by Madison at Princess of Paperback. She loves this book. If Madison loves a book, I'm always willing to give it a try. So I'm definitely going into this one pretty blind because I had not heard of it until Madison spoke of it. From my understanding, it follows a girl named Brianna who on her 17th birthday is supposed to be picked where someone ends up being her patron and tutoring her in some sort of way, and she doesn't get picked, which is like her worst nightmare. It totally sucks. Out of the blue, a couple months later though, a disgraced person comes up and is like, I'll be your patron, and she accepts. From there, I have no idea. That's kind of the beginning of Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow though, so I'm definitely willing to give this a chance. It also has the word rising in it, which is an astrology term. You have rising signs, and Madison, I thank you. I have been looking forward to reading this, and now I finally can. The next next prompt is to read a book within your sun sign prompt. So Kerri has actually made 2 separate lists. One has a prompt for every single sign in the zodiac. There are 12 of them, so right on, Kerri. Personalized to me, I have read a book out of your comfort zone. I have mentioned there are 2 types of books I don't currently read, and that is thrillers and romance. Hey, she's back. I am reading for this prompt The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The next challenge is to read a book that is within your moon sign. My moon is in Virgo, and that is to read a mysterious book. So for a mysterious book, I'm going with One of Us is Lying by Karen McGinnis. I have heard about this book for quite some time. I picked it up on a whim when I wanted something to read on the train. I read the first chapter, was totally intrigued, and had to set it down because whatever month that was, I had a lot going on. And it seemed like a mystery to me. It definitely gives off mystery vibes. I don't think I can sum this one up because I really had no idea what was going on, but I will read a brief synopsis, which is, pay close attention and you might solve this. On Monday afternoon, 5 students at Bayview High walk to detention. It names them, says like what kind of people they are: jocks, beauty, criminal, athlete, outcast. Only Simon never makes it out of the room. So the outcast never makes it out of the room, and they are trying to figure out how he died. Wow, I really butchered that summary, and I'm sorry, Karen McGinnis. I'm sure it's an excellent book. That's what this one's about. The next prompt is to read a book within your rising sign. See, I told you rising was an astrology term. And that is a book with a morally gray character. I'm really betting that at least one of these characters is morally gray. I'm hoping to have some conflict, so hopefully I get a compelling story that has a morally gray character somewhere in it. And finally, unfortunately, I'm not able to read the group book, which is The 12 Signs by Luna Sedana, but I do read a lot of astrology. My mom actually grew up teaching me astrology. She has an astrology background, so I feel pretty confident that while I won't get to read this book in particular, that I can find one of my 800 astrology books out there and kind of apply it. So I'm really looking forward to all of these readathons. I would love to know which readathons you are doing. I also have a poll up here, which is to see which one you guys would like me to vlog. I will have the options in a poll above, and you can go ahead and vote on which vlog you would like out of these readathons. For the monthly ones, it would just be a week of me reading that book, but you get the idea. So go ahead and vote up there if you'd like to see a certain vlog from me, and I will make sure to do that. Alright, and with that, I'm gonna go take my thumbnail picture. I hope I don't have to lift up all of these books and I come up with another game plan, but I hope you are enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye! I've heard amazing things about this book. What is it about? From my understanding, it follows, oh, what's the girl's name? Throne of Glass? Yep. Ooh, I should describe what all of those books are about. I didn't describe what any of those books were about. I will go back and describe what all of those books are about.